I am like speechless right now because I'm obsessed with all of you guys. I would watch a movie, series, whatever you make individually, but together, I am shook. So I'm really happy to be sitting down with you guys. I want to talk about this series because it's important, the cultural, the history. But let's talk about working together first because Taraji, I feel like you've worked with every single person except for Sam.
Yeah.
But who has worked together? Who hasn't yet? Who was the first time?
I've worked with everybody here.
Yeah. We've done three.
Yeah.
It's three.
This is the
three
third for
projects.
us.
That me and Sam has been in. I've known Sam since I was 8 years old. He watched me grow up.
Yep.
So me and Taraji, we've worked together for damn near 3 decades. And Kevin, I've known his work for forever, but this is the first time I got to work with him. But I think everybody came here, because all of us are scene stealers by nature. We always walk away with the frame. So it was a hell of a head cutting in this dance because everybody just kept coming up with sharper blades, sharper blades, sharper blades until I think everybody ended up headless on the end of this.
I think I worked with everybody except for T and me and Sam. Me and Sam were supposed to work, but Sam, it was.
Don't start.
I mean,
Don't start.
there's a rumor in this town that I owe Sam money because something we were supposed to do didn't happen, and Sam has held me to that. So I'm still paying off a debt to Sam until this day. And
so he gets your salary for the movie?
Well,
Not quite that. He called me. No, we were gonna do a movie. And he called me and told me he had an opportunity to work with an international superstar, and I was kind of like, "Say who am I?" Who the what the and I just hung up the phone. I didn't talk to him anymore.
Oh my God.
And then he became an international superstar. I was like, "Damn! Where's karma when I need it?"
everybody.
That's why he won't do your
But working with everybody's been, it's fun. I worked with Don a few times, which is always, a wonderful experience because cheated. It works like that, but everybody else I hadn't worked with, but was so glad to be in the space with them. Yeah. And it's always a collaborative space. Mm-hmm. It's not a space where the actors don't talk and they try to surprise you with some so that they're just like.
Half of the stuff that I did and as Cadillac Richie came from Sam's being like, why don't you do this? It's like you're talking about literally helping each other out,
for sure.
building each other up. It's beautiful. You think we'd be competing, but it's something different.
It's all about making something that's going to be good for the culture and going to be good and going to be fun for us. Because I see these people work like I do. I do things that make me feel good. Mm-hmm. And when I'm done with them, I can look at the person on the other side and go, we killed it. We killed it.
Is it fun to have a gun to Kevin's character's head and then you're like, okay, cut?
I told him, well, we had a conversation before we started that I told him, I said, you got to see me, every time you see me, you got to wonder, am I going to kill you? And it pretty much works out that way when he's, in this whole
fear.
thing.
There's an amazing fear. I think the biggest thing about the collaboration for me is like watching the difference in how everyone approaches their work day and growing more respect for the talent of. Like when you see how people are really committed to the process and embrace the process as an actor and actress, I think it's exciting to say, oh, here's some more things that I can add to my understanding of work. Here's some more things that I can take away from the legends that I'm now surrounding myself with. And, I had a lot of scenes with Taraji, a lot with Sam, a lot with Don. Me and T, we didn't have as many, but in working with them in that long form, watching them really break down their characters, watching them find more reasons to the story of why, it was refreshing for me, especially taking on a new side of performance at this point in my career. So I was able to really learn and lean on a lot of the things they were doing and that they were bringing to the table. I think that was the thing that I walked away with the most admiration and understanding for.
Yeah.
You're basically saying you worked with a bunch of hacks before.
Until you got here.
Until you got here.
I don't think I said
Good answer, brother. Good answer,
that's
brother.
not even close to what
Good
I
answer.
said.
Good answer.
I do also want to talk. Well, Terrence, I'll ask you, your wardrobe, first of all, everyone's wardrobe was on point, and I love the details, and it's very telling of the time. Your hair went viral originally because it was so fabulous, but can you guys tell me what wardrobe was like as well?
Great. One thing Terrence will compete with you on is the hair.
Yeah.
And he'll win. And
Is he doing this every so often?
He finally won.
He will wax you with that.
He tried for 6 seasons on Empire.
Mr. Miyagi, your ass with that hairstyle.
I wonder where he gets it from.
No idea. No idea.
Yeah.
You know, he walked out.
I would like to see your wig
He's a
closet.
hair champ.
My wig closet? Well, you know, I saw, well, you know.
He's deep
I
in the
need
game.
hair to help me be who I am.
You got
right.
it.
You know,
You got
I
it.
sit down, you know, when I put my hair on, I can look in the mirror and go,
That skunk stripe was incredible.
Yeah, that's right.
That
Sam,
skunk
your
stripe
choices
was
were very
incredible.
surgical as well. I think
Yeah.
me and Don were
my
probably
Pippi Le Pew moment. Come on.
They couldn't
I
do
don't know,
much
your hair was
with me and
great,
Don.
Kevin.
Me and Don was like, yeah, I guess this is it.
I guess it's good.
I guess. Is this working? I guess.
I think so.
Taraji, I did want to talk to you about working again with Terrence. Is
Yeah.
it different each project that you work on? Because obviously, like with Empire, you guys had a different relationship. It's set in modern times. Was it different this time around?
It was very different. We didn't have a lot of scenes
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
I barely saw him.
And we kind of stick to the characters. You know, when you get into the work, you know, that becomes your friendship and your relationship. So every time I would see her, I would pass by her and would want to hug her. But then there was a whole different nature of who this character was when she was that way.
I think we sat down on the set one time and talked.
Yep.
Like the first day we caught up, and then that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was never we were never really on set together.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
But
Till
we
the
got
end.
an
To the
opportunity.
end.
Well, yeah,
Till
that one time when they brought you down to the basement when everybody was there.
Well, yeah, but I didn't look
No,
nobody.
you didn't look.
in
No,
the
you didn't look at
eyes.
nobody that
You
day.
had to do
That was
that
a
dance.
good day.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
a
that was a crazy.
And
good
I
day.
really had to put like your ass wasn't there.
It was a crazy good
This,
day. Yeah.
this project really reminded me of just like it was the post-civil rights era. It was the Ali fight that it was centered around. I just want to touch on what was the part about this being a period piece that really jumped out to you that made you feel, because authenticity is very important for that really made you feel like you were in that time zone, you were living in that moment in Atlanta. You guys just want to go around.
Well,
How
I think
much start with Don?
Yeah.
Well, I just think the production design from the sets to transport, to the cars, to the hair that we're talking about, the clothes. I mean, every aspect of it, the props, everything, had such I'm gonna use a big word here, a verisimilitude that allowed us to. You're welcome.
That's all right.
That really allowed it. We'll tell you about it.
Yeah,
We'll explain it later.
We'll spell it for you later.
Yeah, later. But it really kind of locked everybody in. I mean, I think we can all say that, as Sam was talking about with the hair, when everything comes together, you're not looking at yourself back. You really feel like you get to disappear into a character. And I felt like everything supported that. And we were very lucky to have a great team to do all of those things.
I was
to
happy.
piggyback, to just let you know, I mean, I felt like there was it was a very solitude. Like,
No.
Like I was saying, it was for me.
sorry.
I'm trying to.
I mean, he's being very loquacious right now.
You're nice.
Go ahead, Tay. I'm sorry.
Assimilatious.
I tried.
That's
to,
very simulation.
I tried to piggyback.
Is it similar to how it was on set?
I didn't want to seem like I didn't know.
But,
Now you
look,
cut me off, and I
listen,
lost my place.
having actually been in Atlanta at that particular time, and knowing people who got caught up in it, and when the fight happened, and looking at what they did to disguise the new Atlanta and keep the old Atlanta in it was a very difficult job, and putting us in our costumes and the extras that they hired, because even a lot of the extras knew about this because they were from Atlanta, so they knew what it was and they knew the seriousness of it. But we came in with a lightness and a work ethic that gave them a real kind of responsibility to make this happen in the way we were trying to make it happen. And when I started watching it last week, it took me back to those days where I used to go to the movies and watch the blaxploitation film and wonder, damn, where these brothers at and how they getting these jobs, and will I ever be on the screen like this, or will I ever blah, blah, blah. And it felt like, Black Caesar and Up in Harlem, and a little bit of Shafty, but the kind of grittier blaxploitation films that weren't as glossy.
Yeah,
But
Craig is great at
it
that.
works really, really, really well in terms of being an homage to that particular time and telling a story that feels like it was actually made in that time.
I was excited to be filming Atlanta as an actual character because I've done a lot of films and shows in Atlanta, and we always like, turn this way, we can't show that because we're supposed to be in New York, and it's like, ugh. So it was really,
Well, they had to spend time hiding the new Atlanta.
well, they had to hide the new, but we are in Atlanta, and we
totally.
didn't have to like totally hide everything.
Well, a lot of it is still the same.
Yeah, a lot of it is if you go
Those
to the
neighborhoods.
hood.
Once you get out of downtown,
Exactly.
you get in the hood.
Yeah.
Atlanta's Atlanta.
Yeah.
You know.
So for me, that was very refreshing because a lot of times you're in Atlanta and you're filming it for some other place and you can't really use everything around you because you're not supposed to be there.
Yeah,
Amazing team within wardrobe, props, hair,
All of it.
set pieces. I mean,
Everybody.
to help us pull off the concept and just the visualization for our main character being Atlanta and that being the backdrop that we had to make sure that we nailed correctly. I think, we have to take our hats off to all of them at the highest level. And I think ultimately the fun thing about telling any story of truth is just understanding the real reason behind it. And that was, you're talking about something that's based off of a visionary. Somebody that saw a city becoming something that nobody else really could understand. And having the, for lack of a better word,
You gotta
Very
stop.
similitude, yes.
You gotta stop.
It's the word of the day.
That's the only, because of that, I won't finish because we don't have the time, but I think you can understand.
This is similitude, yeah.
similitude.
I got that.
The similitude?
Similitude of what we're doing.
He has to get all this out of him right now, 'cause
So-
we wouldn't let him be funny for at least 4 months.
No.
No, he was serious.
Oh, he was funny. No, trust me. There's no
Really?
way.
Inadvertently funny.
Yes.
I was going